Welcome to this latest episode of Success Sunday. I'm here in Marks Tay, Colchester. I'm about to go on stage and do a keynote presentation talking about the mindset of money. And I want to teach you how to become super successful, super wealthy. So if you are new to this channel, please hit subscribe right now and also the notification bell. Let me take you behind the scenes. This is going to be a powerful video and you're going to be learning lots to do with the mindset of becoming a millionaire. Mondays, set up your Facebook page. Make a list of all the agents. We're gonna recap more actions later as well. Now let me show you this, right? Because I didn't get a chance to do this yesterday. This is really quite interesting. So what we're going to do, we're going to go on to Spare Room. Well, actually, let me just show you my website. Mine and Jay's website, yeah? Is there a way of like fitting that to the page or something? It just goes like really wide. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, right, let me just see what I can do here, right? What's that? Ah, right, okay. Oh, there we go, cool. Right, so let me just show you this, because those of you that want a website, this is brand new. We haven't really, it's live, but we haven't told the world yet it's live. So we're doing a big launch on this probably next week, yeah? And we've been waiting, and we've been like, our previous websites have been crap, right? And this one is just, I think this is like the best website in the world, right? It really is, yeah? So as you can see, it's very clean, it's very fresh. And what you want to try and do with your website is you want to have it set up so there's always some type of call to action. That's really important. So write that down. You want there to be a call to action throughout the entire website. Now, your call to action, hey Alan, how you doing, my man, all right? Your call to action might be to get a free download. Now, our call to action is to get a free ticket, but that wouldn't be you. But your call to action could be download my free how to get your first property deal. Yeah, or something like that, yeah, all right? And then we've got a bit of a video behind us there. And then, I just want to show you it. I'm not going to go into loads of detail, but it sort of comes up there and you can see it's very clean, looks really nice. Then we've got some of our graduates. I just really love the flow of the website, yeah? And you've got some stuff with me and Jay there as well, with lots of videos. And then we're testing this at the moment. You can go and download and get so that's another call to action. So we're testing that with my book at the moment, and then we'll add Jay's book on. And then at the bottom here, you've got all your disclosures and your social media. But it's just you got your social media at the top there as well. But it's just very easy to navigate. And if we go to, let's just say who we are, and then we go to About AFL, you can just see, it just looks good. You know, there's a personal feel to it, and then so you might have something like this on your site, like Meet the Founders. And if you go into our bio page, you can't quite see the picture there, which is a shame really, because let's just try it because of the screen. But yeah, then it's obviously got my bio there. Got our key values on there, guys. Look, our values are on there. But if you're looking for something like this, then we can just put you in contact with our web guy, yeah? If you want something really fresh, really clean. And then here we talk about property education, we talk about property investment, right? Then we talk about our strategy. So this is where you can link in multiple things to a website. Hey, look, we talk about the savings accelerator, the portfolio builder, the buy to sell product. So that's basically spoken about there. Then you can go down and have a look at some of our deals, and you can click into one of these deals. But even when you click into every page, every part of the process, there's a call to action. Click for free ticket, get my free book. Because we want to just get people into the database, and you're going to want to do the same. You're going to want to get people to download your stuff, visit your website, capture their information, give them a phone call, convert them into investors, convert the landlords. So that's really good. Now let's have a look at Spare Room. Right, so let's have a look. Someone pick me an area, guys. Just like, give me a postcode.
B29.
So B29, yeah? 7AH. Okay, cool. So this is how you can do a bit of a demand check. Where is B29? It's Birmingham, is it? Okay, so in this particular postcode, we can see rooms to rent. So you go here and you click rooms to rent. There's 130 rooms to rent. And if we click on rooms wanted and click the search again, there's 607 rooms wanted. So that would indicate to me there is massive demand and there's an undersupply. Okay, it's not always accurate, this, it's just a bit of a guide. But if we go and have a look at these rooms to rent, let's have a look at some of the photos, yeah? Look, that's just got a picture of the shower as the first photo. You don't do that. That's not appealing. I'm not going to click on it. All right, it doesn't do it any justice. The photos there are crap. I don't want to be seeing the shampoo there in nice professional photos. Okay. Let's have a look what else we got here. What's this one all about here? You know, they've tried, haven't they? That's horrific. I must say, these aren't like the worst ones we've seen. But anyway, when you go through Spare Room, yeah? Oh, it's got a video on this one. Let's have a little look at this one. Oh my goodness. What's the point? It just doesn't do anything for the room, yeah? Look, dark colours. Okay, let's see what else we got, right? Okay, this one, look. No wonder they haven't rented the room out. Can you see that? Oh my goodness, they're never going to rent the room out. Now, what does this tell me? This tells me that pretty much every single person at the moment that's got an advert on Spare Room, they're not a professional property investor. They are probably an accidental landlord. They don't understand how to rent rooms. They're seriously suffering with some voids here. So what could you do if you want to do rent to rent? You go and call them, can't you? This is going to be a very, very good source of leads. So you can contact every single person on here and you can introduce yourself. Hey, look, my name's Liam. I'm a relocations expert. I've got access to lots of tenants at the moment. I can see that you've got this house advertised on Spare Room. How long has the room been empty? How many rooms do you have? Oh, I've got 3 of them. How many properties do you have? Because most people have got more than one property. Yeah, even if they're accidental, they've normally inherited 2 or 3 assets. Okay, brilliant. So obviously, look, you're in a situation at the moment. Can you give me an indication as to why you think you're not renting the room? No, our rooms are brilliant. Oh, okay, fair enough. Obviously not. Look, I've got a situation here where I love managing tenants. I'm a relocations expert. I definitely believe I can help you fill the rooms where we can create a win-win. You know, how long have you been a landlord for? Do you enjoy being a landlord? Oh, I've got a full-time job, and oh, you know, I inherited the properties, and or whatever the case may be. You know, look, I think the best thing to do now is let's meet up. Are you available Tuesday or Wednesday? Morning or afternoon? Costa's or Starbucks? Whatever, yeah? And you close them down 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. Fantastic. Look, let's meet, because this is what I do for a living, and you go and meet that person, and you sit with them, and you have a conversation, and you find out what the pain point is, and then you try and negotiate. You say, hey, look, wouldn't you like to have a completely hands-free investment? Wouldn't you like to be in a position now where you're not managing these assets? And I can come in because this is what I do, this is what I love. Now, I can't give you market rate for it, but what type of return would you like to see on an asset every single year? Oh, I'd like to see 8 or 10% return. Well, hey, look, I tell you what, I'll give you X pounds for it, you know, £1,000. I'll take the property on, and then I'm going to operate it, manage it, and I'm going to make the difference. You make money, I make money, because at the moment, don't take this the wrong way, you don't know what you're doing. And say that with a smile. Yeah, you just don't know what you're doing, John. That's fair to say. Otherwise, you'd have the rooms rented. So there's no point you sitting here any longer losing money, is there? Would you agree with that, John? Would you agree that you want to make some money, right? Well, yeah, definitely. Well, let's do a deal. And it's a pure numbers game, isn't it? Yeah, not every landlord's going to do that. How many deals do you need? You need one deal, yeah? You just need one deal to get yourself up and running. Look at that. Clutter. Let's see. I don't know if we've got any up, actually. Have we got any rooms on spare room at the moment, Jade, do you know? Or? Oh, okay. He just don't listen to me. It's the story of my life. Do you know? It's my wife. I'm like your bloody wife.
I spend more time with him than my wife.
Anyway, let's look at Colchester, right? Oh, look at this. 260 rooms wanted to rent, and we've got rooms wanted 235. Hey, yeah, you're right.
People, yeah.
Oh, yeah, brilliant. Yeah, great stuff. Yeah, good.
Hiya, can I have David Tagg, please? And Victoria Emuel?
Victoria?
Samuel? Is that Samuel?
Let's have a look at those names. Does that ring a bell, anyone? Victoria? Victorina? Yeah, is that okay? Fantastic, brilliant. And then we got David.
David Tagg.
David Tagg, excellent, great. So guys, you've got your consultations now for the academy. I wish you all the best. Good luck, guys. Okay, cool, guys. So, yeah, so look, that's pretty much 1 for 1 there, isn't it? If it's any more than 3 to 1, I'd get a little bit nervous. So if we had, say, 100 rooms available, but less than 30 people looking, I'd be a little bit nervous. But spare room is only one area where you can ultimately, find tenants. And you're going to get good at finding deals, finding tenants, finding money. Also, what you can see here, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look at rooms to rent. There's 260 in Colchester. That's 260 people that are desperate to fill their rooms. Even if you went and done a tenant finding service and charged each of those landlords, say £200 to fill a room, because they're just not very good at filling rooms. It's not that there's no demand, they're just not good at it. They just don't know what they're doing, they can't be bothered, they're busy. But let's say you went out to 260 people and you charged them each £200 per tenant. What does that work out to be? That's £52,000 in commission. Now, I'm not saying you're going to do that, but that's the potential marketplace, yeah? Even if you got 20 of those people over the line and you filled 20 of those rooms and you charge £200 just for tenant finding services, well, that's £4,000 just to find tenants. If we had rooms empty and someone called us up and say, hey, I can get you a tenant, I just charge a £200 tenant finding fee, we'd jump at the chance if we had rooms empty. So this is a really, really big opportunity. I absolutely love Spare Room. There's loads of stuff going on here. You want to make sure this is like your little baby. You know, you get on here, make loads of leads. Now, someone that I know has been out there recently building relationships with agents, making some phone calls, making some good ground, is my good friend Alan Heath, who's come down to join us for the day, again, to network. So let me just find out why I can't get this off. Bear with me, guys.
Liam,
Yo.
can I just ask you a quick question? In terms of the pictures, what would your tips be? Because the people with pictures of themselves...
Yeah, I want to bring some pictures of us up, really, of our property. I'm gonna find some, and I'm gonna show you later. Yeah, I might be able to find them now if I can get off this thing. Right, let me just see if I can find some of our stuff. Yeah. Okay, these are not the best ones, but these are some that we had done at the beginning. We've got a lot better since then. But you can see, look, we staged the room. So does that look a lot better to the ones we've just looked at? That kicks ass, doesn't it, compared to every single other property we just looked at, guys? That I don't like. We wouldn't have put that up. Okay, so even that, it's a staged bathroom. And even that's, you know, this is one of our first ever ones here. Let me see if I can find some more. So you want to make sure, I would highly recommend that you, oh, here we go, look. Here we go, look. This is a bit better, isn't it? Look. Look at that. Hey, it's nice, isn't it? Looks nice, it's made. Clean, crisp. That's our version of a wardrobe, free hanging space, absolutely brilliant. Loads of space on that one. And it's also how you sell the room, yeah? So if you've got a bed, so that looks really nice as well, doesn't it? So I would highly recommend that you get professional photos. Yeah, you stage the room and you just keep the stuff, and then every time you just stage another room, which is important. This is another one. This is one of the ones up in Crewe, actually. So let's have a look at these. So again, just looks nice. Spacious rooms. We put TVs in the ones in Crewe, actually. Okay, cool. Does that help, yeah? To give you an idea of the standard that you do. Now, we're going to be running a workshop on the Academy soon, exactly just on this, helping people get their spare room account set up, what to say, the wording, because the power is also in the copy. The power is also in the copy, yeah? Okay, fantastic. So that's really good. So, Alan, do you want to just come up? Because I know you're doing some rent-to-rent stuff at the moment. Can we give Alan a big hand, please? You all right, mate?
Yeah.
Hey, good to see you, mate. You all right? Yeah, lovely,
good.
mate. Brilliant. So this is Alan, everyone.
Hi.
And obviously you've been on the boot camp not so long ago.
November.
November. So been on the boot camp November. Alan's got a full-time business. What do you actually do, Alan, full-time in your normal life?
Looking around, anyone that's got hair loss, so that's my business.
Okay, cool.
My main job is a paramedic. I've got
just ripped apart by the government pensions. So I had to come into something for a legacy and pensions. So property was the main thing.
Cool, good.
Found Liam by accident, as you do. I kept bumping into him in toilets. I
remember.
Oh, yeah.
3 times in a row, but we won't even go there. And I took advantage of loads of the free courses, shall we say. There's only so much you can do. And I am really tight with my money. I sit on my wallet massively. And he coaxed money out of me for the boot camp. And I loved it. This is day 3 for you
Yeah,
guys?
day 3 for these guys, yeah.
So it's a start. I had no idea. And I came on the boot camp, and within the first day of boot camp, he didn't know at the time, but he saved me £30,000. Because
Wow.
I didn't know about spare rooms. And on the back of boot camp, I was just about to put a £30,000 deposit down on a flat. And it was the worst area. The rooms just wasn't worth thinking about. I'd have still had it empty now.
Wow.
So from my point of view, I came in with a £30,000 up, and I've still got that 30,000. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. The main part of boot camp for me was to introduce my son, who's a quantity surveyor, to these guys, because I knew they could help him. He's a young guy that wants to get on in the world, and he's latched onto Jay like a second son at the moment.
Yeah, we've got.
It's good, isn't it?
Together.
Yeah.
It's really good.
So that's how I wanted to.
Hey, I know this is a slightly longer video, but come on, have you got your popcorn? Have you got your can of Coke? Get alert, get tuned into this video, because what I'm sharing is very powerful. Now, if you are new to this channel and you've not hit subscribe or the notification bell, please do that right now. And why not go and leave me a comment, share below. Ask me a question, tell me who you are, where you're from. I want to get to know you, I want to meet you, I want to help you on your journey, because if I can do it, you can definitely do it. Now let's get back to the content.
Coming into this, I realised I'm going to take loads of information for you guys. How much have you written so far? You're on your second book yet, writing? My big thing, end of the boot camp, I went straight into a night shift on the road as a paramedic. I came out of here, Gatwick. My head was just a buzz with, I'm not going back to work, I'm going to sack the boss now. Been a paramedic for 15 years. I went into my first night shift after. All of my notes sat in the boot of the car, didn't get touched. So I knew I had to push on. First call I went to, cardiac arrest, 26-year-old.
Bloody hell.
Had no chance of survival. So for me, the wake-up call, being in this lovely, confined, positive nature, I'm now telling their parents that their son has just died. So it's a big reality.
Bloody hell.
So that's the story I come with, if you like.
And I think that's really important to know, because the moment you do leave here, you go back into the real world and you get busy and life happens. And this is why, Alan, you knew you needed the academy, right?
Yeah,
and you won the academy. So just talk us through why you're a smart guy, you got the learning here. Why didn't you just go do it yourself? Why did you know you needed that academy so much?
I know that my life is full, so I need pushing, I need mentorship, I need accountability. I haven't given these guys an easy time. I've asked questions on the academy, and so much so that he's ended up doing a video for me to answer one of the
That was
questions.
good, mate. That was good.
I wanted to challenge Liam and Jay. I believed in them. I like them. Their likeability is fantastic. And if you don't like them, what are you still doing on day 3?
Yeah.
But they are good guys. They've walked the walk. They talk the talk. They're doing everything you want them to do. But it's still approachable. You know, whether your finances allow you to be a diamond member, or whether you just want to come in as an entry level. End of the day, you'll still get the same commitment. You won't get the home phone number. You won't be going out to lunch at the Shard all the time. But that's not what they do anyhow. They do bring packed lunch, I'm sure.
We're
But
happy,
the
yeah.
most important part of my experience in the academy, number one, when you walk into that room on day 1 of the academy and see 30 and sometimes 50 people all want the same thing out of these guys. They just want some detail, some attention, and they want to push on. It's easy listening to stories of the guys that have made it in 30 days. Great stuff. To me, that didn't wash. I just wasn't that person, because I wanted more detail
Yeah.
before I took it.
Exactly.
For others, I'm 6 months in and we are now just about approaching our first deal. And that's
Nice.
mostly down to these guys, and you keep going. And they change tact every time. If you give them feedback during academy days, they listen and they change things. Some things don't work, they'll try something different. The speakers they get in far exceeded my expectation of the quality of the speakers they get in from all walks. Mentorship wise, you'll sit on a table with someone that's done what you want them to do. You'll sit on a rent-to-rent table with someone, he'll give you the advice, don't do that, don't do this. My first day, I ripped up my website because it was so shit. And I talk like these guys.
I love it. I love it.
One of the mentors looked at me and said, complete waste of time. What's your audience? 500 quid of my money down the drain on a website design. And that's the trouble. You've got to search, Fivers of this world, they're all right, you can use them. You're going to be talking to someone in Mumbai. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. If you want to do things professionally, start with these guys in an academy and then let them introduce you to people that have done it.
All of our team, yeah. And that's what we do, guys. We'll introduce you, we'll introduce you to our web guy, we'll introduce you to our advisors, we'll introduce you to our solicitors. You haven't got to spend the hard work, weeks and months and years and money going through crap, because we've already been through it as well. So you find the academy days powerful, because it's really hard for these guys to picture, it's all well and good me saying it, but for them to picture it. But like Alan said, guys, it is what we say it is. You turn up, you get help, support, mentorship, accountability. We keep you on track. You get motivation, inspiration, and we give you what you need to then go forward for the next 4 weeks. Then you've got your webinars where you get accountability and your mentoring, coaching online, and then you come back again. And this is what you need, don't you, Alan, to get there? And, it's been a bit slower for Alan, but he works full time. He's not the fastest man out the gate. And I said this to you over the last couple of days. Some of you will get deals within weeks. Some of you will get deals within months. Remember, we want you to be in a position within 12 months where you hit that initial target. And I know Alan's going to be absolutely thrilled, because once he gets his first deal, the second and third will come really quick. And I'm really confident the second half of Alan's academy will be a lot faster. It's not necessarily more productive because you get deals, because you have to go through that initial learning, and that's where you get the biggest growth anyway. The deal is just an element of doing the hard work. So yeah, what would you say to one in here, Alan, that wants to do the academy? Get on with us, mate.
No brainer, do it. Money's everything, okay? You're all sitting there and you pay to be here, okay? I get that. My own son has paid £27,000 to go through university. I mentor paramedics that are now approaching 45 grand's worth of debt for a 24 grand a year job. It's relative.
Wow.
It's all relative. It is expensive. Don't get me wrong, money is hard. I worked my nuts off to pay the academy fee back in my head because of my mindset needed to clear the debt. That's how I done it. That's why I'm slow. So I started then from scratch. So it took me 3 months, so working loads of overtime to do it. However, the benefits are when you walk into the academy day, you meet and greet by Liam and Jay, okay? It's almost back in the fold again. Because believe me, you'll walk away from here tonight, knackered probably, with 2 books worth of writing, and you'll go home to people and you'll say, I've been doing this, I've been doing that, and they'll look at you and say, oh yeah, but you don't want to do that, because they know better, but they haven't been involved in this. You come back to academy days, it's almost as if you come back into the fold again, and the positivity of it is you just go off and you will get off. Last academy day, I phoned the estate agents and I thought, I don't like this tack, what we're doing, so I decided to ask it a different way, and I tried to find the top guy in the estate agents to go to, because I couldn't be bothered with all the faff of being put to the 7-year-old estate agent first. And it worked. And
Good,
it
like
come on
it.
the back of the academy day, because I was speaking to a mentor and said, you want to do this, you want to do that. You can't get everything from the 3 days, accept it. But this actual support mechanism that's in place with these guys for the whole year is fantastic.
Wow, brilliant, good man.
It's worth doing, but I had to answer that phone call to my wife on the way home. What have you done with our money? And all I said is, don't worry, Liam's got it. She now looks at Liam's videos. Okay, I'm getting a bit worried how much she does. Liam's on YouTube again. It's like, It's like, Good Morning Britain. He's on there every morning.
Oh, that's
But,
so good.
guys, if that's what you want.
We're so pleased with Alan, aren't we, mate? Because he's just come on, he stayed committed, you're there, mate, you're in the group, you're turning up, you give feedback. It's been brilliant to see you grow. We love working with you, mate. We love having you part of our team. It's good that you give us that good feedback, so thanks very much. Can we please give Alan a big hand, please? Hey, nice one, mate. Brilliant. Fantastic, yeah? Okay, good. I just need to make sure the camera's set up there. Where's Tyler? Okay, brilliant, guys. So we're going to go into a really good session now. Let me just see where... Hey, mate, is the camera recording? Oh, it is, yeah. So I can do the money set now, yeah. Is it on me though if I'm moving around, mate, or what? What's the sketch? All right, and that's still going to be good for YouTube, yeah. Okay, top man. Thanks, buddy. Cheers. Bye bye. Okay, right, brilliant. Let's have a look, ladies and gentlemen. We are on day 3. Today's going to be absolutely fantastic. We're going to make sure that we... Oh, 1 minute. Sorry, mate, forget that, mate. I've called you by accident. So, day 3, ladies and gentlemen, money mindset. We'll review day 2, Q&A. We've got planning, we've got construction, we've got the exit, and also we'll have a live Q&A. And we'll be having a drinks reception for new Academy members. The consultations will carry on during the course of today. So just remember, when you're called out, that is your slot. We had people join us yesterday. So everyone that joined yesterday, can we give these guys a big hand, please? A big hand. Fantastic. So we're now going to go into a session all about money. It's what's called the money mindset session. It's a really powerful session because in order to become wealthy, you need... Is that me? Oh, right, okay. Okay, cool, man. I thought I could hear myself then. Weird. So the key thing with this session is to keep an open mind about money. It's really important to talk about money. It really is. And it's a bit of a taboo subject. It's like, I don't want to really talk about being too successful because, you know, talk about money because people might think I'm being arrogant or greedy. Now, what qualifies me to talk to you guys about money? Well, to start with, I've been obsessed with this stuff since I was a kid. You know, because we grew up, we had pretty much no money in the household. I was always that kid that went into school with holes in my shoes, always had odd socks on, really hard for my mum to put food on the table. And maybe you had a hard upbringing as well. So from the age of about 6 or 7, I remember constantly thinking, I need to be rich. And if I have lots of money, I'm going to be really happy. And I became really obsessed at a young age with magazines. I would spend hours and hours, like I would literally walk down to the newsagents on a Saturday morning. I had no money to buy the magazines, but I'd go to the back of the newsagents and I'd just sit down and I would just spend hours in the shop reading the magazines, looking at planes and fast cars, anything that looked like it was worth a lot of money. I would spend catalogues. I remember being really obsessed with like nice suits and, you know, looking at guys in nice suits in the catalogues thinking, that's what I want to be one day. And that sort of led into other stuff. So I, you know, started to sell stuff at school at the, 7, 8 years of age. I had a tuck shop in the playground. I was the kid at secondary school that went in with 2 bags. I had my school bag and then I had like the bag with jeans and perfumes and cigarettes and tops and trainers. I used to spend my weekends on a market stall with a guy called Tim, who was a market trader. And then I got involved with like Ralph Lauren gear and Armani jeans. And I'd sell that stuff at school. And I really enjoyed being a grown-up. You know, I really felt like I grew up way before my time because I needed to protect my mum, I needed to protect my brother, and I just felt, my mum was a single mum, and I just felt like I was like the man of the house, and that's what I needed to do. And I'm sure you've got your own version of this somewhere along the line, and I'm sure you do anything you would in order to protect your family. And then what happened, I started to knock on doors for Zenith Windows at the age of 15 for a manager called Jim Radford, and he was about 5'0", real aggressive guy, yeah? Always used to like chop me on the neck. And used to go, get out there, boy, go get some leads, you know, go knock on them doors. And I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed working with older people. So what I would do after school, because you needed to be 16 and I was only 15, I'd go hide my school bag and my jacket and my tie, and I'd go in there and pretend I was a little bit older than what I was. I know they knew I was in school anyway. Zenith Windows just didn't really care. You know, if you were willing to knock on doors to them, they'd take anyone on. And I used to get £25 for every appointment I would make where a sales rep went into the house and all they had to do was leave a quotation. They didn't have to buy the windows, they just needed to go through their pitch. I'd get 25 quid. So I started to knock on doors Monday to Friday, 4:30 till 8:30, 9 o'clock, grab my kebab on the way home. I'd knock on the doors all day Saturday, all day Sunday. And I started to make 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 pounds a week at the age of 15. So I left school. I went to Colchester Institute to do business studies, and that was just far too much hard work. You know, they were getting me to study and learn, and I was being told what to do and where to go, and I was like, oh, this studying stuff is not for me, because all I could think about was, well, if I now knock on doors from 9 in the morning till 9 at night, I can earn more money because I can get more pitches. I could be making £1,000 to £2,000 a week doing this. So after 6 weeks at college, I jacked it in and I started to work full-time knocking on doors. And it was true. I started to make £1,000 a week at the age of 16, 17, sometimes a bit more, sometimes a bit less. I became the UK's #1 door canvasser across all the UK. I smashed all the records. But through that process, it really toughened me up. Snow, rain, hail, cold, minus temperatures, 9 o'clock at night. And I realised very quickly, and I learned how to really negotiate and become a professional mind changer. To take someone from like super cold to super hot, to inviting me in their house and giving me cups of teas and biscuits, and then thanking me for knocking on their door, is an entire process. It's a great process to go through. And I realised what I needed to do. Every time someone opened the door, I just put my foot in it. That's all you do. And they can't really slam the door in your face. And there's like little cheeky, I'm only like 16, 17 at this time now, right? And I got very good at this stuff. Yeah, I loved it. And but with that, I was young. I definitely didn't have the right mindset around money. And I started to hang out in pubs, and I started to get addicted to fruit machines. So if I earned £1,000 in a week, £1,100 went in the fruit machine. I was short every single time. Now, I didn't know at that time that I was an addict and I had an addictive nature. I couldn't understand why all of a sudden I was getting to Colchester train station, because I then was working at Ipswich Zenith Windows. They poached me. I would get to Colchester train station, North Station, at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. Don't need to get on my train till 8 o'clock. And I'd spend 2-3 hours just on fruit machines in the morning. I'd do all my money. I'd have to then go and hide in the toilets, starve myself. So it started, even at that young age, my addiction got out of control with fruit machines. I thought, you know what, I need to do something different. So I started to work for an insurance company in Ipswich, National Direct. I became the top insurance salesman in that company. I then went into the renewals part. And then I got what I would consider one of my first big breaks in my life, big opportunity. Someone came and approached me and said, hey, I know a guy, in Europe, in Spain. They've got a big sales and marketing company, lead generation company. They're looking for advisors. I think you're perfect for the job. And I jumped at it. I said, I definitely want to go and do that. I want to go and move abroad. I had my interview in London, jumped on that plane, March the 3rd, 2000, I believe it was, March the 3rd, 2000. Got on that plane. I'm at the airport with my mum with my white Air Max on and my white Reebok tracksuit and my matching cap. I give my mum a big hug and I said to my mum there and then, Mum, I promise you, we are going to become millionaires. And I got on the plane. And I started to work in this investment world with lead generation companies and offshore investment type products. And I started to make a lot of money, guys, yeah? One of my first paychecks was £4,000, £7,000, £7,000, £9,000, £13,000, £20,000. And then I started to average, after about 6 months, £35,000 a month. I broke all records that this company and any company across the world had ever seen. All of a sudden, I became like this international guy that people were talking about. I then started to work internationally. I was traveling to places like Singapore and Hong Kong and Cayman Islands. I spent 3.5 years out in South Africa. And I started to make a lot of money. And then I made my first £1 million. But through this process, I had no understanding of how to manage money. And pretty much what came to me went out, and I started to live that champagne type lifestyle, you know, fast cars, big houses, Rolex watches, first class flights, more drugs than you can possibly think to know what to do with. It was wild, yeah? No one taught me then about assets and liabilities and passive income. And through this process, I don't know if anyone can relate to me, actually in my spirit, in my soul, I didn't believe I was worth any of it. I was embarrassed earning all of this money because we grew up with nothing. From my dad's side of the family and my aunties and uncles, I constantly thought I was being judged. And it was almost like I was self-sabotaging myself. Because even though I was this really successful young guy, I couldn't handle the fame, I couldn't handle the pressure, I couldn't handle the money. And I figured out what it was. And you might just have this one thing that happened to you at some point in your past. Maybe you know about it, but perhaps you don't know about it yet, and we're going to find out about it, that has actually held you back from becoming wealthy up until you came to this boot camp. And for me, it was the following. My dad, bless him, I love my dad, he's not with us anymore. But my dad always said to me, son, you've got to get A stars. You've got to go and get A's. You've got to do really well in school. I want you to go to university, son. I'm going to be so proud of you when you're in university and you get your A levels. That was his talking to me ever since I was like a young 6, 7, 8, 10, 12-year-old. That's what I constantly heard. Now, it's not his fault. He just wanted the best for me and he wanted to push me the best he could. But what I heard and what I felt was, well, I didn't get A stars. I dropped out of college. And the last place on earth that I ever wanted to go was bloody university. So I constantly felt less than. I constantly felt that I just wasn't the right person, the right son for my dad. I constantly felt I was letting him down. So it didn't matter that 100 people over here told me how great I was. I constantly felt like I was useless. So no wonder I would sabotage what I would sabotage. I was in South Africa, 2008, and I get the phone call. And I pick up the phone and it's a phone call from my dad. He says, son, I've got cancer and I'm going to die. He was 50 years old at the time. And he flew out to South Africa, right? He said, I'm going to come and spend some time with you. I told him at that point I was a drug addict, first time I ever. And then you've got financial abundance. Now, most people live at financial poverty and they're never able to get out of that situation. There's not quite enough money at the end of the month, living on an overdraft, living on credit cards, you know, bad debt with loans rather than good debt. Remember, it's good to have debt, good debt rather than bad debt. Most people, I'm afraid, live there at that point. The key thing that you want to do, and we're not talking about having a job here that pays you lots of money, because a job can be wiped out tomorrow. When we talk about the levels of wealth, we're talking about having an asset-backed business that is giving you the income. Okay? Because once you've got the assets, it doesn't matter about a job, it doesn't matter about a business, it doesn't matter what you earn in your company, because you've got the money coming in from assets. So financial stability is pretty much where we want to get you as quickly as possible. Now, some of you will be here already, some of you will not be, but financial stability is having enough assets that literally covers your bills. So it covers your monthly outgoings plus £1. Okay? So if your outgoings at the moment are £2,000, the moment you start making £2,001 from a property portfolio, you're financially stable. Okay? And you'll be like that for about 3 or 4 years, but then you've got inflation and prices go up. You're going to need to add another property at some point in the future. You couldn't just stay like that for the rest of your life, because the pound today is going to be worth a lot less in 5 years. Financial security, ladies and gentlemen, financial security is really where you're in a position where you cover all your bills, and then you can pretty much, you know, get a couple of cars, get yourself on holiday once or twice a year. I would say this is a figure is going to be in the region of about £60,000 a year. Yeah? That's nice. You know, if your kid comes up to you and said, hey dad, look, I need some money to go on a school trip and it's going to cost a couple of grand, like, you don't have to think about it, you just say, hey, that's not a problem. Or, hey dad, I want to start boxing 3 times a week and it's going to cost 60 quid a month. Hey, not a problem. Hey, look, something's gone wrong with the car, we need to upgrade the car, hey, let's go get a lease option, it's a couple of, you know, £400 or £500 a month. Hey, not a problem. Yeah? That's financial security. Many Academy members reach this position within 12 months. Not everyone, but we've got a good number of people, like a high number of people on the Academy. The next level is financial freedom. And this, for me, might be a little bit different for you. You know, have a think about this. Is having assets that's kicking out £120,000 a year. 120 to sort of £250,000. So, for example, Kazim and Michael, they're pretty much at this now. Rob Mason's pretty much at this now. Chris Mansley has just recently hit financial security level. He's now pushing on nicely to financial freedom level. Many of those guys are now talking about, hey, look, we want to get up to 25 grand a month passive income. Like, how can we do that, Liam? So we're having sessions with them and helping them with that. And then the next one is financial abundance. I don't know, what's that? Super jets, cars, yachts. What's that? Billionaire? Who knows, yeah? Private jet, making 10 million a year. You know, financial abundance is just like a whole nother level, yeah? Now, so I want you to have a think about where you are now and where do you want to go. And what we want to do is move you through the levels throughout the course of your journey with Assets for Life. Start small, work big. Let's focus on getting that first or next deal over the line. Now, what we've also got, ladies and gentlemen, are 3 universal laws of wealth. Now, there's a book out there which is called The Book of Wealth. It's been in circulation for centuries. It's been written by some of the richest families in the world. You can't access this book. It's like volumes and volumes and volumes. It's been passed down through these richest families across the whole of the world. And there are three, this is directly from the book, because one of my mentors had access to some of the wording, and he shared this with me, and this is why I'm sharing this with you. So there's three universal laws of wealth going back through the history of money. Most people on the planet do not know this, and if they do, they would use it to become wealthy. So let me talk you through the three things. Number one, you're going to want to write this down. The wealthiest people on the planet believed, so the wealthiest people on the planet believed they were destined and it was necessary to serve a vast amount of people. So you could shorten that by, hey, serve a vast amount of people, yeah? And it's like so true, yeah? The more people you serve, the more problems you solve. So whenever like me and Jay go into a new business, or whenever I create a new product, or if I'm going to write a new book, or I'm going to create an audio program, or I'm going to go and do a talk somewhere, I don't think how much money this is going to make me. I think, what's the solution problem I'm solving? What is going to come out of my mouth or go onto this video or do whatever, is that going to serve someone? Is it going to solve a problem? Is it going to help someone? Okay, brilliant. So number two, and this is so important, yeah? They believed they were destined to live a high royal life of opulent standard. Now I like driving, right? Like I like getting in my Bentley. But the last few months I've been thinking, I should probably have a driver. Like, why not? Yeah, I'm going to need to pay for that driver. It means I'm going to need to earn a bit more money. I'm going to need to push myself a bit more. The 1 hour or half an hour or 20-minute car journey, I can be more productive serving more people. Driving is actually a low income generating task. It's not making me any money while I'm driving. Like, I need a driver, Jay. Can I have a driver, mate? Yeah, I deserve a driver. I do a lot of work. I can spend more time doing Facebook Lives in my car. That's going to create more economy. So anyway, you've got to believe that you want to live. I definitely will have my jet. Guarantee you I will have my jet with my initials on at some point in the next 5 years. Yeah? Like, I deserve that, yeah? I'm allowed to have that. I want to have that, yeah? What's your opulent items, yeah? You know, it might not be a jet. You know, it might just be you want a really, really great, fantastic car. You want to go and get the handbag that you've always wanted, you know, like £5,000 Louis Vuitton bag or something, yeah? Maybe you've got this desire to go and buy yourself a Hublot watch or a Rolex diamond watch. Like, hey, man, let's think about this, yeah? Let's get into opulent materials. Why? Because money flows through us and to other people, and it will flow back to you. If you become a hoarder of money, you will die just with a hoard of money. You're only going to reach a certain level. So hoarders, people that just hold on to it, don't want to penny pinchers, you're not actually ever going to become wealthy. I was with a good friend of mine on holiday last week. Him and his wife just happened to be at the resort where we were in Gran Canaria. I was like, oh man, brilliant, you're here. So we hung out with them. He works really hard. He's a carpet fitter. He makes about 20 grand a month and he hoards the money. He's so scared to invest, but he's never going to go anywhere. He'll just stay at that level for the rest of his life. So ladies and gentlemen, never be afraid. And I truly believe that moment that I paid for mentorship on 2 credit cards, I believe that was the moment the universe said, hey mate, you've put some money back in now. You're investing in yourself. We're going to start looking after you again. Okay, so opulent items, right? Okay, here we go, right? Number 3. They transcended, big word, isn't it? Transcended, so they transcended all emotion. They transcended all emotion and false meaning of money. And knew it was merely a universal exchange of value. It is merely a universal exchange of value. And I would highly recommend that you go and study money and read up on money, because this is talked about quite a bit. I'll just repeat that, yeah? Book of Wealth, yeah. I think it's something like £1 million on eBay or something. Yeah. I think that's what it is. Like, I think you can get extracts of the book, but you just physically can't get the book. There's just like a couple of copies in the whole world, and it's not out for sale. It's just with, like, you know, the Rockefellers, the Kennedys, you know, the Rothschilds, all of this sort of stuff going back centuries. People that back in the day was billions and billion-dollar companies, yeah, families. You know, the richest families in the world created this book. I'd love to get the whole thing, but I've got a little bit of it here, and this is why I share it, because it's so true, right? It's so true. So, what does this mean? The more value you give, the more money you'll make. Yes, of course I can. They transcended all emotion and false meaning and knew it was merely an exchange, a universal exchange of value. Now, what is really important, ladies and gentlemen, what's really important, whatever you do, whatever service you provide out to your investors, to your tenants, maybe one day you're going to have your own coaching or training business and you're going to mentor people, maybe yourself, maybe you're going to go and help some charities and do some stuff for kids. But whatever you do, with every relationship you have, I want you to be thinking differently. How can I add more value? What can I do today, this second, to help you, to help you, to help you? What do you need? What can I do today to enhance the life of my wife, enhance the lives of my kids? And if you continually think about adding more value and keep doing more than what you're charging or what you're giving, the universe will look after you and money will flow to you. It might not flow to you as quick as you want. You might have to wait some time to get it, but it will come to you for sure. And this is why Jay and I, we want to provide the best rooms for our tenants, the best experience for our investors. We want to make sure when you guys are able and you're lucky enough to get onto the academy, yes, you might make an investment of $7,000 or 25 grand or whatever it is, but actually the value you're going to receive is going to be 10 times that amount, with the help and support and the documents and the training and the webinars and the videos and the encouragement and the speaks and the introductions. Hey man, it's worth 10, 20, 30 times more than what you're actually investing. And when something is worth so much more, it makes complete sense to go with that decision and do whatever it takes, because then the rest of the stuff will look after itself. So that's really cool, yeah? Has anyone got any shares about money? Has anyone here maybe had has anyone been in a position where you've lent money to someone, you then ask for the money back, and it's like, how dare you ask for the money back? Has anyone had that, yeah, with friends? It's bad, isn't it? It's insane, and people like let you down, and if you're not careful with money, you're going to lose friends. You know, and you will, as you start making more money, you'll all of a sudden, your friends and family members, and you have to really learn to put up the boundaries and the barriers. Now, when I was younger, I just bought people. I had lots of money. I was very insecure. I was always the guy getting all the meals, getting all the drinks, all the bottles of champagne, paying for all the trips. Where are those people today in my life? Nowhere. Now, is it their fault or was it my fault? It was my fault. I didn't have any boundaries in my life. So you need to have the boundaries, yeah? Brilliant. What were you going to say, Matt?
I think I was just stretching, sorry.
Oh, right, okay. Well, let's have a share, because you're a business owner. You know, what's your experience with money? Have you got something that's happened to you? It'd be great just to hear a share from you, mate.
Actually, I did kind of put my hand up a bit, and it's because I had a friend in the past who I lent money to, and I never got that money back.
Yeah.
He was my best friend. Now we're not friends at all.
It's such a shame, isn't it?
Great shame. You know, it wasn't really even about the money. In the end, it was just about a friend letting you down so bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So sad. Borrowing money like that.
I've got a share if I may, guys.
Yeah, go for it, Jay. Yeah.
Obviously now, as I said to a few people last night during dinner, I had corporate mindset and entrepreneurial mindset, and absolutely love traveling. That's one of my passions. You know, been to about 70 countries already. I can get enough. You know, for me, money. I went about experiencing all that stuff. So I usually go back to Colombia once a year at least, or no more, to see my family and friends. And when I get up in the air, sometimes I get inspired, I think, and usually write stuff. So I was having a sort of, thoughts about life balance versus bank balance. And I wrote this, so hopefully inspires you as well. I did a post actually 2 years ago, but here it goes. So, life balance versus bank balance, what's your view? Money ultimately reflects a quantity and sometimes quantity of resources available to us. That's it, nothing more. It's a tool, a mere means of exchange in the physical realm. Saying the money doesn't matter would be nonsense. So being in the air, going back to my roots, was for me, life is about finding balance between time, emotions, and money. The real measurable currency is not pesos, the currency of Colombia, not pounds, but time. Our most precious asset and the most level playing ground that we have. So there are 24 hours, and to be more pedantic, 1,440 minutes a day. And however many of those you spend awake makes a big difference to us. For some lucky people like us, every day get topped with another 1,440 minutes. The key then is what we spend that time doing, making, building, and feeling. Also have, at the time, before I actually went from, a corporate mindset into entrepreneurs mindset, I was searching a lot. Especially before, I read a lot, and I was searching about happiness. Yeah, what actually brings happiness to people. So I've got this one. I've been searching and reading many books about life purpose, and I found that fulfilled happy people can answer the below simple questions without hesitation. I hope this also helps you with finding you mating in life, which is what you've been born for in life. So here you go. I think it helps you actually you write this down, guys. So the first question that I found was, who are you? Yeah? And it's very simple question, isn't it? Your name. Who are you? The second question is, what do you do? Yeah? What do you do? But basically, what are you so passionate about that you can teach others? And the third question is, who do you do it for? Who do you do it for? First question, who are you? Second question, what do you do? Third question, who do you do it for? The fourth question is, how do they change or transform as a result of what you give them? how do they change or transform as a result of what you give them? And the fifth and final question, how do they change or transform as a result of what you give them? And the fifth and last question is, what do you give them that they only come to you and no one else? Why do you give them that they only come to you and no one else? Give it a go, guys. So, I am lucky enough now to be able to answer them all questions. I wasn't before, actually. However, I must say that it took me a few years, I won't say how many minutes, to truly answer them and keep finding ways to give back. More, and yes, you nailed it. If you look at the questions, what similarity do you see in the last three? Questions you just wrote down. Sorry?
The value add to others, please.
Yeah. You start with yourself, who you are. And the second one as well, what you do, but then the other one is about other people. So I love sharing the kilonewtons of love when I can, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for giving you time and love at any given point in my precious life. And that's real now. So thank you very much. That's it.
Nice, eh? Great show, man. Cool, go for it.
I wanted to have a share about money because the way I always think about it, a lot of people don't know that the top 10% earners in this country, they only earn 40 grand. So some people say they're in the top 10%, that isn't much.
Yeah.
The top 1% is 125. And the thing that sets people apart is their attitude towards money.
Yeah.
So one thing that Richard Branson says is that he always has a lot of failed businesses, but once you know the formula, then you can repeat it over and over again.
Yeah.
So when you say it's a small investment, 25 grand, that is actually a small investment because once you know the formula, you can keep on repeating it because education is for a lifetime. And when you think about it, if you spend 25 grand on a training, you know, you're going to get that back in 6 months or whatever period, depending on how much effort
how long,
you're putting into the training.
So I've just come back from being on stage and that was a powerful, powerful keynote. Well done for tuning in to this latest episode of Success Sunday. And the reason I've shared this with you is because if you want to be truly successful, you want to go and build wealth, you want to build a property portfolio, you need to understand how money works. Go and learn about money, go and study money, go and look at how money was created and how money flows. Thanks very much for tuning into this latest episode, and somewhere around here right now will be some more video options, so make sure you click on another video. You've got to be in it to win it, and please also ensure that you come and spend time with me at one of my up and coming events. Click the link below in the description and grab your free ticket right now. You've been fantastic. My name's Liam Ryan and I'll see you on the other side.